Hi everyone. Hi, this is Raj Kiran Das, and I'll be showing you certain samples which I've developed here. And these are actually old samples which I developed for one of my company, and I had taken back these samples because they had made the production, and after the production, the samples had been my property. So I wanted to just show you how the samples looks like and what the samples are made up of, right? Just for some design understanding. These are all French knots. All French knots, if you see closely, you'll understand all French knots. You can zoom in to see if you wish to take it. And there are sequences on a shimmer fabric base, which is created for Indo-Western, ethnic, as well as gowns and other things for any kind of fashion product development. So this is one part, and then again this is another part where you can see that there are bullions which are used as a part of a design, and within the bullions there are metallic sequins, and this metallic sequins are brass, actual brass. They are very heavy metallic sequins. So this is created for a very ethnic Indo-Western taste, right? So people can use it whether in Indian traditional dresses or even in European gowns, depending upon the nature of fashion development they wish to. So this is something very Mughal, you can see, because this artwork has a Mughal touch with stones. There are stones here, and then it's totally made up of bullion. Here in Hindi and in Urdu we call it dabka. Dabka, there these springs, the springs, stretchable springs are dabka, but actually it's bullion. And there are also sequences which are added up to make this kind of motif, which is very ethnic once again. But this is applique work. You can see there's a fabric here, the green fabric over a net material. There is a net, pink net, and there is a green fabric which has been done as cut work and patchwork. And there are spring knots which are used for making attaching the sequins. Okay, so there are sequins, spring knots, as well as there are French knots in between. You can see this is the French knots in between. There are clove stitches. When we do the spring knots, there are clove stitches, the long spring, as well as a French knot to attach the sequin. So this is another kind of ethnic Indo-Western. It can be used in casual wear also, and people are using these things in bags, as well as in shoes and scarves, dupattas, but depending upon the fashion product. These are some of the borders. These are the borders which is created out of cord. There are golden cords which are to be stitched with the help of these are hand stitching. Some are machine, some are hand, depending upon the kind of design we do. These are hand stitching done with cords all around attached. And this is another one, though I kept it to side by side. This is a thread work. Actually there are cotton reel thread, which is 30 number thread, or you can use 10 number thread, which is used actually for the denim stitching or bag stitching. So that denim stitching and bag stitching thread, 30 number thread and 10 number thread, that is to be used in bobbin, and we do it from the reverse side actually. So the front side happens to be this design, which is very tight, and then upon that there are highlighting which is done. Here you can see the highlights just for touch-ups, and certain portion I tried to give stones, though this is very antique kind of look. So these are some of the look that people use it for varieties of design detailing. Okay, so you can see there is another texture. I mean texture I'm saying because these are these are the designs which is to be developed all over the fabric. So whether this is like floral forms, this is very interesting for floral forms. You can minimize the use of it depending upon, but the color combination that we wish to make it are the most vital part. This has two color combination, this is like one color combination, and this is another kind of color, this is another kind of color. Though we have here like copper sequin, here we have silver and brass. This is totally brass. So these are actually the metallic sequence that we are doing. So you can think about how to utilize depending upon your interest. You can create these things. This needs to be reversed, I think. Yeah, this is how it looks. These are like, you can see it's like plants, roses and leaves and foliages, and that is one thread work. This is mostly like machine embroidery thread work and with slight highlights. Though I was very much interested in not only doing one type of work, so like multiple type of work was done, and this had been used in lots of garments, like even in sherwanis, even in menswear, these kind of design pattern had been used, right? Even on sofa pillow cover, cushion cover, they had used this. We had also created lots of textiles all over, so that all over this fabric can be done, and then as and when they want, they can cut out and use it accordingly. So this is one. I just left this out. So this is a very subtle tone-on-tone effect. If you can see, this is a very subtle effect where there are cord works, cords which are attached. They are silver cords actually underneath. If you I'm not sure if you can see it very closely, you will realize that there are silver cords, silver bullions and dabkas or cords which are attached on the ground with the help of cotton thread. The cotton thread, which is like the anchor or dolly cotton thread, which we wind it over it, the cotton yarns that we get. So to give a very subtle look, very tonal effect on the ground. These are beadworks. You can see there are small beads all over scattered, which has been embellished over a patchwork. There is a silver, this is a golden glitter fabric, and upon that there is an orange and pearl bead, which is a plastic bead, and with the help of obviously a slight bit of golden dabka or bullion. As you can see, there are tiny bullions over there. So it had crystals in between, the Swarovskis that we use depending upon the company's demand. So certain things like that. Okay, this is a neckline. Turn it back. Yeah, this is a neckline for any tunic or any blouse. The neckline, you can see there are like tassels hanging. Okay, the neckline, and the color combination is like very rural color combination, I would say, because they are very typical color combinations that we sometimes work on, which is like green, blue, white, and very contrasting look. But it's very interesting because this has got certain kind of nature connecting feel. So this is beautiful. Like these are satin stitches. French knots. This is totally done by hand. Okay, and there is kind of a running stitch around the border. You can see there's a running stitch around the border. Though these are very tedious to do, but this has got its own appeal depending upon what you want to make. This is also a neckline. This is a heavy bejeweled neckline, actually, the kind of jewelry people wear. But instead of a jewelry, if the neckline has such heavy look, then why not? So we created this scalloped neckline with such heavy border and lots of stones over here, lots of shiny crystal stones. So they are all done in plain tulle, right? So that I can do a cut work. I can do a cut work and place it on whichever base fabric that I wish to. So this is very neutral look. You can use it on any base you wish to. And this is, yeah, that's all. You can see this can be used as a runner, as a border, as a motif, as a buta, what we call it in Hindi here. It can be used on any body form, and this is also in menswear we use sometimes this kind of design. So in menswear, these are like some designs which are non too flashy a color, but there is slight bit of shimmer due to silver, and then there is a subtlety with the help of this white into it. This white part is mostly done, but this is totally hand actually, though we can craft this thing with machine too, but this is handwork totally. So you can see the look. There are varieties of look over here. If you want to create something like that, please go ahead. This is totally hand machine embroidery. This is totally machine embroidery. What we did, like we created a look of handwork into machine, because there are small dots. You can see the dot appeal, and these are like filling stitch, right? So this is totally machine appearance, but this is like a hand appearance, because this looks very rich, though this appears very tedious, but then the look actually completes. It can be used in this manner if there is a border underneath and this is the top portion of the ground, or any way you wish, like you can develop this. The combination and the artwork is one vital thing that we tried always to do it. There is a little contrasting look that was challenging, but I'm not sure if people accept it, because I want to keep it this part totally empty and this part heavily be jeweled, right? Like this combination, which is a little quirky but interesting. In the meantime, we can develop like that. Okay, so this is like, I think this happens to be the body part, where there is small motif, and there is one center big character of a motif which is there at the edge. On the panel of a skirt you can do, or on a tunic, or if you can reverse it out down like this, it can be like on the neckline, and this is the entire body. You can line out like this. So depends upon this is some part are this white fabric decoration or machine. This entire thing is hand embroidery. Okay, there's a touch up. So there's a base. If you can see, there's a base portion which is machine embroidery. There's a zari. There's a metallic thread which is used. That's a zari which is used for the base, and at the top we have given highlight with the help of bullion. That's the dabka we call it actually. And so this is a combination of cotton thread and zari, cotton and zari. Like this, different combination can occur. So people need to be aware of the appearance of different kind of design, and then depends upon individual need, they can try to develop it. These are also patchwork. This is the ground is patchwork, actually a fabric. Upon the fabric, there are the patchwork is created with the help of zari thread, which is bonded at the corner. The center portion remains the fabric. Okay, the glossy glitter fabric that we get, and then there is a highlights. These are some of the knots, bullion knots created with the help of dabka. These are bullion knots which are created with the help of dabka, and then there are loading stitch. We call it a loading stitch, which is like a filling stitch, which is at the sides. Okay, appears like a flower, a leaf. These are some of the very ethnic Indian Mughal embroidery that people wish to develop. This is a little Oriental look. roses, like you can see it's roses, and we haven't done anything about it, like because it was supposed to be crafted on entire fabric, entire yardage of fabric. So I did not do much. I just did machine embroidery to fill in the area. So the base was totally filled up with this fabric, and you can just cut out the base and make the garment, or make the cushion, or make whatever you wish, like. Okay, even those who want to use this design, they can create another kind of a base lining and apply it. This can be done on sari also, sari border, achal, and the sari can remain like this net, and this entire thing is on the border and the achal. So this is totally machine embroidered with the help of metallic thread. Okay, so that's how it is. This is a little western. It's typically western and textural, though I have a lot of things like this. I'll be showing you after this face is covered up. I'll be showing you some more interesting creative work. These are like pebbles and scattered all over, like how pebbles can be taken inspiration, and I have given a row of color combination that appeared, and this is a little tedious because I have to demarcate on each and every pebble that which part will be which color, so that they don't diffuse within each other, but they remain identical and there is a color gradation. So this is kind of a surface embellishment that can be done all over, or typically as you wish. I would love to create this on menswear also. There are cord work. This is machine work. There is the same design motif, but one is very bright and one is very subtle, as you can see. Okay, so the idea was like we had a cord. That cord was supposed to be stitched all over the side. That is the same number 30 thread, the denim thread that is used over here. But the denim thread, especially in jeans wear, you see it's brown, but it comes in varieties of color. You can use those things, and from the back side actually you need to work. So here from the back side, if you see, this is the thread. Actually this is the top portion of the embroidery, and the bobbin had this. We had a bobbin which had this cord, because in the sewing needle we cannot insert the cord work, so we actually put it in the bobbin, and from the top we stitch it like this. So at the bottom portion this thing happens. So after reversing it, then we actually filled up with this glossy zari textures. So in between, so this zari glossy texture, the yellowish portion is filled up later on. These are also a similar kind. There is a combination of zari and thread, the same jeans thread. You can take anchor thread, you can take spool thread, you can take a normal spool thread, just plain spool thread, and you can work on this structure. These are highlights, very Indian, very Mughal, and very ethnic. If you look at this is very ethnic. That's all actually. It gives a very interesting look, very bridal, rather to say, very Indian bridal. So you can take up a look like that. Similarly, very Indian bridal, very Indian bridal. So this is a velvet cutout. This is velvet cutout. These are all dabkas, bullions, and this is the velvet cutout. And upon the velvet cutout, there are threads and bullions and cardana pipes. They are glass pipes which are used. Okay, so that's it basically. I can continue this video. I think I have another project over here which I wanted to show you. We'll do it in some other video. Thanks for watching. Stay connected.